Hello, my friend. I'm Klaus, and my journey begins here. I ask you to subscribe to the channel and watch the video to the end so that together we can plant a seed. Prosperity is a tree that we'll be watering here every day. Let's think together about this intriguing thing called happiness. Everyone wants it, and there is a gigantic industry aimed at achieving it. But happiness is not a fixed destination. It's not an exact mathematical formula that requires a reckoning or a combination of results. It's not something you accumulate or keep like money in the bank. Moreover, it has no direct link to the amount of wealth you own, the car you drive, or the house you live in. So, how does this feeling actually work? I've spent years searching for this answer. I tested countless possibilities. The first that gave me an intense euphoria was alcohol. However, I soon realized that this substance didn't bring the genuine happiness I was looking for. Yes, it brought moments of lightness, but the following days could be a real nightmare. Then I bet on romantic love. Loving someone is one of the most breathtaking experiences there is, capable of leaving the whole world with a different glow. However, when the relationship ended, that same passion turned into resentment. The peak of joy gave way to the deepest emptiness. And it's no different with food, shopping, travel, or any other momentary pleasure. All these moments are brief, fleeting, and never last for long. Ephemeral. In 1978, three researchers carried out a study to understand whether happiness is relative. They analyzed two groups, lottery winners and people who had been paraplegic in accidents. It was expected that those who became millionaires would be infinitely happier than those who lost their mobility or any ordinary person. But a year later, the results showed that the lottery winners and the control group had similar levels of happiness. Meanwhile, the accident victims, although a little less happy, still had surprisingly high levels of satisfaction. What does this tell us? That, over time, happiness stabilizes, regardless of the circumstances. The process called habituation is responsible for practically equalizing the happiness curves between them. At first, $1 million prize can bring euphoria and an accident can cause despair. But eventually, emotions adjust, and the state of happiness returns to a point of equilibrium. Even so, if given the choice, most of us would rather make money than experience a tragedy. After all, wealth can bring pleasure, but pleasure is not synonymous with happiness. So what really is happiness? Prince Siddhartha Gautama, known as Buddha, also went through this search. Although he grew up surrounded by unimaginable wealth, he found no lasting contentment. To try to understand human suffering, he abandoned his life of privilege and faced the realities of the world. First, he gave himself over to the opposite extreme, asceticism. He practiced severe deprivation, eating just 1 grain of rice a day and subjecting himself to intense hardship. But after years, he realized that this didn't bring him the answer he was looking for either. It was then that he found a middle path through meditation. He understood that neither the incessant search for pleasure nor extreme suffering was the key to happiness. When he allowed himself to balance body and mind, he reached a state of enlightenment. Happiness is like water in a lake. No matter how much it is stirred up by momentary pleasures or turbulence, its tendency is always to return to calm. And it is in this tranquility that we find clarity. But does that mean we need to meditate under a tree to be happy? Not exactly. It means that happiness lies in acting, not just wishing. Meditation is an act. Just like creating something, writing a script, solving a puzzle, or practicing a physical activity. Being immersed in something that holds your attention is a way of living the present to the full. When this happens, the past and the future lose their importance. And social status, wealth, or physical limitations are no longer decisive. Happiness is not a goal to be pursued, it's a side effect of the actions that really involve us. So stop trying to be happy. Do what you love. Don't think too much. Just do it. And when you least expect it, happiness will flow naturally like a river following its course.